There comes a moment in life when the noise of the world fades and the heart whispers a question that refuses to go away. What is the purpose of all this? For many, that question is the beginning of something beautiful, a journey not of the mind alone, but of the soul. The journey to Islam is not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it begins in the quietest corners of the heart, where the soul longs for peace, truth, and meaning. It starts with small signs: a conversation with a Muslim friend, a glimpse of someone praying with focus and humility, or a verse from the Quran that strikes the heart in a way nothing else ever has. In those moments, something shifts. The soul awakens. A sense of familiarity begins to grow, not because Islam is being discovered, but because it's being remembered. As the Quran reminds us, indeed, the soul is created knowing its Lord. For some, this journey is filled with questions, doubts, and struggle. For others, it flows with clarity and certainty. But in every case, it's deeply personal. Islam doesn't just answer intellectual questions. It feeds the hunger of the heart. It gives the soul what the world never could: peace that lasts beyond the moment, purpose that transcends success, and love that begins with the Creator. This is not just a change of religion. This is the soul finding its way back home. It's a journey toward the light, toward truth, toward Allah. And once the heart tastes that peace, once it connects to the one who created it, there's no turning back. Because the journey to Islam is not just a decision, it's a return to who we were always meant to be, a journey of the soul. Every soul is born with a natural inclination toward truth, what Islam calls the fitra. Deep within each human being is a silent longing, a pull towards something greater than this world can offer. For many, this longing begins with subtle discomfort. Success doesn't satisfy, relationships feel incomplete, and distractions no longer work. That's when the soul starts to whisper, there must be more. The journey to Islam often begins with this inner calling. It's not forced from outside, but awakened from within. A person may come across Islam in school, on social media, through a friend, or even during a moment of personal crisis. But what moves them is not just information, it's recognition. Something about Islam feels familiar, pure, and real. The words of the Quran touch the heart in a way no philosophy ever has. The simplicity of La ilaha illallah, that there is no God but Allah, resonates like a forgotten truth. This first step is powerful. It's the soul remembering its creator, not just in words, but in meaning. It's the beginning of a return, not just to a religion, but to a state of peace, purpose, and spiritual clarity. The journey begins the moment the soul chooses to listen. At some point on the journey to Islam, there's a moment of awakening, a turning point that changes everything. It may come in a quiet night filled with reflection, or during a single sentence spoken by someone who didn't even realize its impact. It could be a verse from the Quran that seems to speak directly to the heart, or an act of kindness from a Muslim that radiates sincerity. Whatever form it takes, that moment doesn't just inform the mind, it stirs the soul. This awakening isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's a subtle but undeniable shift. A person begins to see life differently. They question things they once accepted without thought. They begin to crave something deeper than routine and comfort. That moment can be confusing, even frightening, but it's also beautiful, because it means the heart is alive and seeking. Many who embrace Islam describe this stage as the beginning of inner peace, not because everything suddenly makes sense, but because they've finally stopped running from the questions that matter most. The moment of awakening is a gift from Allah, an invitation to explore, to reflect, and to come closer. It's the soul's gentle reminder that truth is near, and it's time to return. As the journey deepens, the seeker begins to experience a peace unlike anything they've ever known. It's not just a momentary feeling or emotional high. It's a calm that settles into the heart, even in the midst of life's chaos. This peace comes from alignment, from the soul finding its natural place in submission to its creator. Islam doesn't just make sense to the mind, it speaks directly to the heart and soul. Many people who embrace Islam describe this feeling as coming home. After years of searching through ideologies, philosophies, or temporary pleasures, they find something that finally fills the emptiness. It's not just about rituals or beliefs. It's about reconnecting with the one who created them. The Quran's words begin to feel personal. Prayers become moments of deep stillness. The heart starts to feel alive. This peace is a sign that the soul has recognized the truth and is beginning to rest in it. It's the kind of peace that no wealth, fame, or status can bring. It's the peace of knowing your purpose, your path, and your Lord. And once a person tastes that peace, there's no going back, because nothing else compares to the peace of Islam. One of the most powerful parts of the journey to Islam is the inner transformation that takes place. It's not just about accepting new beliefs, it's about becoming a new person. The ego that once resisted truth begins to soften. Pride turns into humility. Confusion turns into clarity. The heart, once lost in the noise of the world, begins to beat with purpose. This transformation is not always easy. It often requires letting go of old habits, questioning long-held assumptions, and confronting personal flaws. But through this process, the soul grows. Islam becomes a mirror that reflects both the beauty within and the areas that need work. And unlike the world, which often shames or rejects, Islam guides with mercy and wisdom. As the person embraces prayer, reflection, and sincerity, they begin to feel a closeness to Allah that brings strength and hope. It's not about being perfect. It's about being sincere and striving to improve. The transformation is ongoing, but every step brings more light, more peace, and more purpose. This is what makes the journey so personal and powerful. It's not just about changing labels, it's about healing the heart, refining the soul, and finally becoming the person you were always meant to be. Accepting Islam is not the final step of the journey. It's the beginning of a new one. The moment a person says the Shahada, they are not reaching the end of their search, but the start of a lifelong path filled with learning, growth, and connection with Allah. It's a path of purification, where each prayer strengthens the heart, each verse of the Quran deepens understanding, and each test brings one closer to the Creator. Islam is not a one-time choice. It's a daily commitment to live with purpose, sincerity, and humility. New Muslims often describe this stage as a rebirth. The world begins to look different, not because it has changed, but because their heart sees it through a new lens. The smallest acts of worship feel meaningful, and the trials of life begin to make sense within a bigger picture. This journey continues with ups and downs, but now with the support of faith. With every step, the soul is cleansed, the heart is guided, and the connection with Allah becomes stronger. Islam is not a destination, it is a way of life. And for those who walk this path with sincerity, it leads to the greatest reward: nearness to the one who created them. The journey to Islam is not merely a change in beliefs, it's a transformation of the soul. It's a return to the purpose we were created for, a reconnection with the one who knows us better than we know ourselves. Every step taken on this path, from questioning to awakening, from learning to submitting, brings the heart closer to peace and the soul closer to its true home. For many, it starts with a whisper in the heart, a longing for meaning, for truth, for something more. And that longing leads them to Islam, where they find answers that satisfy both the mind and the heart. It's a journey that brings challenges, but also endless blessings. It demands sincerity, but offers unimaginable peace. And the most beautiful part, it's a journey open to anyone, no matter your past, your questions, or your struggles. If you are seeking truth with a sincere heart, Allah will guide you. Thank you for watching this video. And if this touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to support content that inspires and uplifts. Drop a comment and tell us how your journey began. We'd love to hear it. May your soul always walk in the light of truth, and may your journey to Islam continue to bring you closer to peace and purpose.